Today, TaylorMade is building on its history of metalwood innovation and groundbreaking technologies with the all-new Sim 2, Sim 2 Max, and Sim 2 Max D drivers. Welcome to another edition of McEwen Does the News. So, with the original Sim, the company focused on reshaping the driver to deliver speed and aerodynamics at the most critical stage of the swing, those milliseconds right before impact with the golf ball. With the Sim 2 drivers, TaylorMade is reinventing the way drivers are constructed with an increased focus on enhancing the forgiveness of a driver. While they still want to maintain the speed and optimal launch conditions of the Sim, now they're going to move to being a little more forgiving, which is great news for everybody, especially me. Anyways, the new Sim 2 line is all about forgiveness, and to unlock this new dimension of forgiveness, TaylorMade engineers were asked to completely rethink how drivers are built from the ground up. By fixating on the process and materials, they discovered a hidden key in the form of a new design called forged ring construction. Utilizing a lightweight and high-strength aluminum that's precision milled, the new feature unites the previous critical components of the Sim into a singular force within the driver head. So imagine the Sim with all the great ball speed and all the great launch conditions. Now add some forgiveness to that and you get your Sim 2 driver head. As a defining component of the Sim 2, Sim 2 Max, and Sim 2 Max D, this forged aluminum ring is one of four crucial elements of the unique construction, each serving a vital function that allows the driver to be forgiving, fast, and powerful. The other pieces of the puzzle are the carbon crown, carbon sole, and something called a milled back face cup with a intelligently designed sweet spot or optimized sweet spot, which we're gonna get to in a minute. But let's start with the full carbon crown and sole. TaylorMade's journey to Sim 2 began with this lightweight carbon composite technology that the company's been developing over the past 15 plus years. The 6-layer composite material, which has been refined throughout the lifespan of the popular M series, that's me, I play M3, and the Sim is used on the crown of the Sim 2, Sim 2 Max, and Sim 2 Max D. So basically, they've taken this carbon crown that they've been using for a long time and continue to enhance it, make it better, and add it to this new line of Sim 2 drivers. Now, what is new on the Sim 2 is the sole design of the driver. It has a new high-strength carbon developed specifically for the bottom of the club head, and it's designed for durability to protect against damage from turf interaction. It happens with the driver, we can all admit it, and contact at high speeds. There are 9 layers of advanced carbon that span the entire sole while simultaneously shaping that asymmetric inertia generator, which is designed to produce faster club head speeds through precise geometry and aerodynamic analysis. That's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. All of this expanded use of carbon saves a bunch of weight that's been redeployed onto the inertia generator in the form of heavy rear weights. So you've got 16 grams of weight in the back of the Sim 2, 24 grams of weight in the back of the Sim 2 Max, and 22 grams of weight in the Sim 2 Max D. Placing that much weight low and back in the club moves the CG projection to the center of the face, optimizes your launch conditions, and maximizes MOI. MOI is forgiveness. If you want to learn more about MOI, we did a little show called Ask Uncle Bill, and you can check it out on one of these cards right here. Let's move on to another new piece of the driver, which is the milled back face cup with an intelligently optimized sweet spot. So the milled back face cup is the only part of the driver head that's crafted from titanium. And the titanium's sole purpose is to facilitate energy transfer and help generate faster ball speeds. So that's our titanium trampoline, right? Most drivers have some form of titanium these days in the face. Nothing too new or exotic when it comes to that kind of thing. However, behind that titanium face, internal CNC milling varies the face thickness and pinpoints performance where golfers need it the most. This is where things get interesting and the forgiveness really starts to come more into play. This optimized sweet spot Relying on the data used to develop the twist face, my driver, TaylorMade mapped the most common impact locations among golfers of all skill levels. This revealed a mishit pattern that extends from low heel to high toe. So what they did was the milling process allows TaylorMade to precisely tune the thickness of the face to promote peak speed in those areas. This intelligently engineered sweet spot has an oval shape, and it stretches diagonally from what I said, from the high toe toward the low heel, and ultimately it results in a sweet spot that's designed to capture more shots where golfers are more likely to hit it on the face. In addition, they've also increased the face size of these drivers. So the Sim 2 is 12% larger than the Sim. The Sim 2 Max is 5% larger than the Sim Max, and the Sim 2 Max D is 5% larger compared to last year's Sim Max D. So again, now we're talking about the new carbon ring, right? We're talking about more weight in the back and lower in the driver head. And now we have a sweet spot that's designed specifically for our mishits. So far, TaylorMade, you're checking all the boxes. Let's talk about the specific differences between each model of the Sim 2. And I personally would like to start with the Sim 2 Max D because I think that may be where I find myself in the driver line based on what it's supposed to do for what kind of player. So historically speaking, draw bias drivers have not been very forgiving. And that's because the higher CG needed to create the necessary spin led to lower MOI or lower forgiveness. However, TaylorMade thinks that design is counterintuitive to the players who actually want some draw bias in their clubs. This guy. In fact, TaylorMade has data suggesting that high handicap players with severe, I wouldn't call it severe, kind of mean, right bias or right miss tendencies gravitate towards a draw bias club. And that's, I think everybody can agree on that. If you're going like this, you want something to help you do this. Anyways, in other words, we need more forgiveness than others and still being able to get the shot shape that we want. So TaylorMade has flipped this design convention on its head. The Sim 2 Max D delivers a powerful draw bias with a level of MOI and forgiveness that has never been seen before in a TaylorMade driver. So by shifting this entire asymmetrical inertia generator towards the heel, engineers were able to obtain draw bias properties while also keeping its full function of aerodynamics and forgiveness. Now, I haven't hit this yet. This just came out today. I haven't got my hands on it. But if that's true, that's a big deal. Now, let's talk about the Sim 2 real quick. Traditional driver designs come with a trade-off, but TaylorMade journeyed beyond tradition to obtain some power, speed, and forgiveness in a low spin driver, which is not easy to do. This reconstructed Sim 2 design delivers high MOI, again, with a, by putting that 16 gram of weight right on the inertia generator, and the TPS front weight is strategically located behind the face to encourage optimal launch while keeping low spin characteristics. And so that, that really completes or, delivers a complete performance for people that need that low spin or that want that low spin, but also need some forgiveness in their driver. Finally, the Sim 2 Max. With an intense focus on speed and forgiveness, the Sim 2 Max delivers high MOI properties with a heavy 24 gram tungsten weight also positioned on the inertia generator. The TPS front weight is strategically located on the sole of the club to encourage the optimal mid to high launch with the mid to low spin properties. So again, delivering complete performance and max forgiveness for a golfer that is looking for that sort of spin and launch characteristics out of their driver. I mean, that basically covers the gamut of players with a driver. You've got someone like me who wants a little draw bias but needs help with it. You've got someone who wants or needs low spin while still maintaining some good launch. And you've got someone that wants mid to high launch with mid to low spin off of their driver face. That's really the separation in terms of Sim 2, Sim 2 Max, and Sim 2 Max D. But the big piece of it that I think TaylorMade is really focused on is increasing that MOI throughout the entire Sim2 family and making it just that much more forgiving when we mishit, which we all, let's just face it, we all do. All three of these new drivers are available for pre-order as of today and will be at retail stores in mid-February. I think February 19th is the date. You can head to TaylorMadeGolf.com and check out what the offerings they have. Speaking of TaylorMadeGolf.com, and then we'll be done with this version, this very long version of McEwen Does the News, but they have also integrated the, in previous iterations of TaylorMade's drivers, you've been able to sort of change the look and color of your driver, and the new Sim2 is no exception. They have created an online tool called My Sim2, and you can head over there, and we all love to personalize our golf stuff. I mean, who doesn't have a stamped wedge or an engraved putter or stamped putter? Everybody's got some, these days, some personalized head covers, and maybe a few of you have embroidered backs. I don't, but I would. So they're providing basically an online tool to design the driver that you choose. So, whether it be the Sim2, Sim2 Max, Sim2 Max D, doesn't matter, but they have 5 different options for personalization, ranging from the aluminum ring on the driver, the top line paint color, the crown decal, the sole decals, and the face pin. You can go and modify all those things. I think they said there was more than like 2,000 combinations total, and there's a bit of an upcharge on that, but some people, I'm willing to pay more if I need like Chicago Bears colors or Chicago Cubs colors or any other colors. They've got some stuff that you can do on the website, TaylorMadeGolf.com. So go and check that out. Otherwise, that's it for this very long and wordy McEwen Does the News. Everything you ever wanted to know, and maybe a few things you didn't about the new Sim2, Sim2 Max, and Sim2 Max D models of TaylorMade drivers. If you get your hands on one, I'd love to get your impressions of it in the comments. I can't wait to hit it as someone who's been playing the M3 for quite some time now. I think with this addition of their new MOI forgiveness technology, it may be something that I need to get my hands on and also give a shot. So that's it. That's the episode. I will see you next time.